I
You
love
too.
you. Bye.
Thank you. You too, buddy. Amazing. It's for anyone who wants it. You are free. All of your sins have been forgiven. Isn't that amazing? Calvin out of Ohio. Calvin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yep, I am back. How you doing?
All is well.
All right. Before I really say anything, you know, I always laugh every single time you always ask people, do they love white people? It's just the way you say it. It's just funny.
How's that?
Because like whenever like they don't to give you a yes or no, you start to say it in a certain way, like a kid. Like, do you love white people? Do you love white people? So I did that to my friends a couple months ago, and they never gave me a yes or no. So I kept saying it to annoy them until they said yes or no.
Did they finally answer?
Yeah.
What?
They always say, oh, "I love everybody." And then I kept asking them until they say yes or no.
I know. Isn't it weird? If you ask them, do you love black people, they'll say yes right away. Do you love Mexicans? They'll say yes right away. But if you ask, do you love white people? I love everybody. Do you love white people? I love everybody. They won't answer that question because they don't love white people.
Yeah, I don't see me. They tried that on me, but yeah, I didn't give them a yes or no. So I stuck with my answers.
Who tried that on you?
My friends tried that on me.
And they asked you if you love white people?
Yep.
And what did you say?
I said, I tolerate white people.
But you never but you never answered if you love white people or not?
No. Then they said, do you love black people? I said, I tolerate black people too.
And do you love white people?
I tolerate white people.
Do you love
them? Some that's cool. It's some that's cool, and then there's some that get on my nerves.
But do you love them?
I'm not changing my answer. I told them exactly the same thing. I'm not changing my answer. It's some black people that I'm cool with, some black people that get on my nerves.
But do you realize you're not answering the question of if you love them or not?
Of course.
You do realize that?
Of course. That's the fun part about it. That's the beauty part about it.
Oh, so you have fun by not answering it?
Of course. I give them my answer. I give them the true answer.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But enough about that. I got to put you on the hot seat. Okay. I got to put you on the hot seat.
Okay.
All right. I've been wanting to ask you this for the longest. Why do you criminalize black people but victimize white people?
What's that?
Why do you criminalize black people but victimize white people?
What do you mean?
All right. So, like I told you before, I watch a lot of your videos, so older videos mostly. So it's like when things occur with black people or kids, or like when black people die, get killed by police, you automatically label them as thugs or evil, and you say that it's their fault. But then when things happen with white people or school shootings happen, you always say that this person is accused of or they allegedly shot up the school. But when it happens to a black person, you automatically label them a thug or it's their fault or they're evil. Just like you criminalize Black Lives Matter, but every single video I've watched of yours, you never criminalized the white people that rioted on January 6th.
I don't right now. I can't think of an example right now, except for I know that it's a little hard for me to respond because you're not clear as to an example of me doing that. But I can tell you that I know that I can
clear it up for you.
I know. Let me just say this: I know that when black people or when things happen between the police and the blacks, it's because the blacks are overreacting. They're like cursing, they won't get out of the car, or they won't put their hands on the steering wheel when the cops ask them to, or they don't, or they have some type of weapon or drugs. And so they are bringing it upon themselves by not following the order of the cops. That's for sure. And then, so that is a thug mentality. That's how thugs act. Because if you were not a thug, if the cops stop you and they say, hey, let the window down, do you have ID? You just give it to them. You just do what they say and go on your way. But then with the school shooting, that is coming from kids being angry at their parents, and they're insecure out there in the schools or wherever they are, and they are doing that because their hearts are evil because they resent their parents.
Okay. I'll clear it up for you.
Okay.
The main thing that covers it all. Whenever
one thing I do, don't forget, the blacks who are acting out with the cops are doing it too because their hearts are evil. They are angry. They resent their mothers as well. And so that's why they're doing it. But they've been doubly told that it's not them. It's racism. The cops are the bad ones by their so-called leaders. And their leaders have set them up to bring these problems upon themselves. And when it happens, the leaders get money. And because they want to sue the cop, they want to get money and power for themselves. So you got all that going on too. Go ahead.
All right. So to clear it all, every time you brought up the Black Lives Matter protests, you criminalized them. You called them radical. You called them thugs. You said they was evil. You said they did all this and that, but you never once criminalized the protesters on January 6th. You never called them thugs. You never called them criminals.
Oh, okay.
You never said anything wrong about it because, just like I'm not going to take sides with Black Lives Matter protests. They did their destroying and all of that. But the people on January 6th, they broke windows. They sprayed police. They threw rocks and bottles at police. They yelled at the police. They pushed and shoved police. They chanted, "Hang Mike Pence." They stormed the Capitol, but you never once criminalized them. You never called them thugs. You never said they was wrong.
Well, because of time, the reason is that with Black Lives Matter, they were very radical and destructive. They went around the country tearing down statues and monuments and flags, and people were killed as a result. They were burning businesses. It was all for personal gain, while pretending that it was about racism, it was about police brutality, which was not true. With the January 6th folks, they were angry, and because they were angry at what had happened to Donald Trump, they were set up. Their anger, it's been reported too, that they were set up by, I guess, FBI or somebody. And those people convinced them to go into the Capitol and do what they did. They didn't go around destroying America. That happened to the Capitol, which wasn't right. But they were angry, they were blind. And I had said to them, calm down, don't be angry, because you could be set up. And apparently that's exactly what happened.
I mean, I get that you said all you said that because I know you said it because I actually watched your 24-minute video about it.
Right.
I know exactly you said you told them calm down and all that.
Was I wrong?
To tell them to calm down and all that?
Right. Don't be angry because you can be set up. You don't see your enemy.
You weren't wrong about it, but you didn't instantly say, "Oh, these were thugs." These like you did Black Lives Matter.
Because they were not thugs.
Say they were thugs, and
they did not. They were not thugs because they didn't go around burning down people's businesses. They didn't go around killing people, fires, tearing down statues. It was a different story, and they had no logical reason for doing what they did to people's businesses.
But how was that a different story? They broke windows. They beat cops. They threw rocks and bottles at cops. They chanted, "Hang." You like to always bring up that Black Lives Matter always chanted, "What do you want, dead cops?" But they chanted, "Hang Mike Pence." You don't think that's wrong?
Yeah, that's wrong to chant hanging Mike. Mike is weak, but you don't want to hang him. What the?
And you don't think Trump incited that?
Trump?
Yeah.
Not at all. That was a setup. They had planted the CIA or somebody, according to the report. I forgot who now. But they had planted people amongst the crowd, and they was telling them, let's go into the building. Let's do this and let's do that. And the people, because they were angry, they went for it. And that's what happened when you're angry and you become join the mob. You're going to always go down the wrong road. So you can't, are you able to compare the two as being the same?
I'm not going to compare them as being the same. What I'm trying to say is that they're both wrong.
Right.
Both incidents were wrong.
Yes.
But the beginning question it came to the beginning question when the situation happened with Black Lives Matter. You automatically at an instant criminalize.
Which was worse? Which was worse? To tear down the building that we own. We own the Capitol, right? Not that either one was right, but which was worse? To tear down the building that we own, or to tear down other people's building that we don't own?
That kind of question is a little bit difficult because you can't try to say which evil is greater. You kind of can't really.
Which is worse, to tear down the building you own, or tear down and destroy the building you don't own?
Which is more evil?
Which is worse?
For me, probably tearing down the building that you don't own.
Right. So Black Lives Matter, and there were people tore down buildings, burned buildings that they did not own. The people in January 6th destroyed a building that they do own.
Yeah, but when you do that, that's gonna have a
it's still not right.
Like a last longer impact.
What?
Like, say Black Lives Matter protest, you're gonna have like hundreds popping up across the U.S. But say 10, 20 years from now, everybody in America is going to remember what happened on January 6th.
Only because the liberal media keep reminding them, whereas they do not remind you of what Black Lives Matter did, and Black Lives Matter situation was worse. There's no comparison to what happened in January.
All right.
And then they criminalize themselves by doing criminal acts. When you agree to that?
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't criminalize them. They criminalized themselves by what they did themselves.
But you never pointed it. You never pointed it out when it came to January 6th. You never just said, "Oh, these people were thugs." But even if they had sleeper cells in the crowd, you still just didn't automatically. Okay, these are thugs.
Well, I did say it was wrong.
They did.
But anyway, because of time.
Right. I was just about to say that. So because of time, can I do a little experiment real quick?
A little what?
Can I do a little quick experiment real quick?
What's that?
All right. So in the past, you said about how you didn't like Mr. Farrakhan always saying blue-eyed white devil.
Hold on. Can you hold for me?
Yep.
Yeah. Hold on. 888-7753.